American football's roots trace back to the mid-19th century. It was a time of discovery, innovation, and the birth of tradition, a period in history when the world was in a constant state of renaissance, and during this era of transformation, a game was born. In the midst of the hustle and bustle of the 19th century, the first seeds of what would become a beloved pastime for countless individuals nationwide were sown. In the year 1869, a significant event occurred that would impact sports history. This was not just any ordinary year. It was a year of societal changes, technological and cultural shifts. It was a time when the nation was still recovering from the scars of a civil war, a time when the transcontinental railroad was completed, and a time when women's rights were starting to gain recognition. In the midst of all these historical milestones, an iconic game was about to take its first breath. A game that would become not just a sport, but a way of life for many. A sport that would inspire dreams, fuel ambitions, and ignite a sense of unity among millions. This game was none other than American football. It was during this noteworthy year that the first American football game took place. The battleground for this historical sporting event was set between two distinguished universities, Rutgers and Princeton. The rivalry, the camaraderie, the sheer determination. It was all palpable on that memorable day. The game took place on afternoon, the field lined with spectators eagerly watching, their breath fogging up in the cold air. The game itself was far from the strategic high-speed spectacle we associate with American football today. The rules were different, the equipment rudimentary, and the strategy almost non-existent. Nevertheless, it was a game, a contest, a debate of physical prowess and mental fortitude between the two competing teams. However, this game contested between Rutgers and Princeton universities bore little resemblance to the sport we know today. There were no shiny helmets, no intricate plays, and certainly no Super Bowl. There was no thought of multi-million-dollar contracts or primetime television broadcasts. It was a raw, unrefined version of the game, more akin to a blend of soccer and rugby than the American football we know and love today. Despite its crude beginnings, this game still managed to captivate the spectators, the players, even the nation. It sparked a fascination, a love for a game that was still in its infancy, yet showed immense potential. It was the starting point, the initial chapter in the rich, compelling saga of American football. Indeed, the game played that day was the seed of an idea that would grow, evolve, and transform over the next century and a half. Each player, every play, every cheer from the crowd, every moment of victory and defeat contributed to the growth and evolution of the sport. This game, contested between Rutgers and Princeton universities, bore little resemblance to the sport we know today, but it planted the seed for the future evolution of the game. In the early days, American football was a hybrid of soccer and rugby, with rules that were fluid and often changed to suit the needs of the players. It was during this time that Walter Camp, often referred to as the father of American football, made significant contributions to the game's development. He introduced the line of scrimmage, the system of downs, and the scoring system, shaping the framework of the sport as we know it. Moving forward to the early 20th century, the game started to gain popularity across various universities and high schools, and the first professional football league, the American Professional Football Association, was formed in 1920. This league would later become the National Football League, or the NFL, a name synonymous with American football today. The NFL faced stiff competition in the early years from rival leagues. However, it emerged as the premier professional football league after merging with the American Football League in the late 1960s. This merger led to the creation of the Super Bowl, a championship game that has since become one of the most watched television events in the United States. Fast forward to the present day, American football has become a multi-billion-dollar industry with a global fan base. It has grown from a collegiate pastime to a professional sport that is broadcasted in over 180 countries. So, in essence, the history of American football is a tale of evolution and growth. It started as a collegiate sport with fluid rules, transformed under the guidance of Walter Camp, and blossomed into a professional sport with the formation of the NFL. Despite facing competition from rival leagues, the NFL emerged victorious, and with the creation of the Super Bowl, the sport's popularity skyrocketed. Today, American football stands not just as a game, but as a cultural phenomenon that transcends the boundaries of the sports world. The journey of American football is a testament to the spirit of innovation and competition. It's a story of how a game can capture the hearts of millions and become a cultural touchstone. This is the history of American football, a sport that has truly become a part of the American fabric.